Okay, hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. So, probably most of you are noticing that the intro music was a bit different, and that is, only because I was uploading my VODs to YouTube and they got copyright struck, from using My Other Starting Soon, song, which but it wasn't even. It's so funny because it's happened to me before, where I've uploaded the VODs and it's gotten copyright stricken, but it's not gotten copyright stricken because it's like Cyber's World by Toby Fox, but it hasn't been copyright stricken by Toby Fox or like anyone. It's like, oh, it's content ID, so it gets copyright stricken by whatever, but it gets copyrighted for like a cover of that song, which is odd. Anyway, speaking of which, before I get into Kazuha's story quest, what was I gonna say? Words. Just my mind immediately went blank. I am uploading a few VODs, hopefully today, well tonight or tomorrow, like later, when I wake up. I would have uploaded them sooner, but the only thing, it takes so long for videos to process, which is really annoying. Um, so, yeah, hopefully, more VODs on the VOD channel, tonight or tomorrow, hopefully. Sometimes videos can take up to like 2 or 3 days to process. Hopefully not today. So yeah. And also one of the VODs is a video that it's the video, I can't remember what the stream was titled off the top of my head, but I had a stream where I was muted, my mic was muted for like the first half hour, or I say half hour, for the first hour I meant. So I edited that down and just took like the important bits, I think, from that like first hour of stream, and like did a voiceover. So whenever that comes out, if you want to give me feedback, because that's the first video I've ever edited together, and I don't know how good it is. But yeah, let me know. Anyway, Kazuha's story quest. If you weren't here for last stream, I got Kazuha. I did not pre-farm for him, so he's not leveled at all. So I'm gonna actually switch to my main team, so I know that I will actually be able to do damage in case we run into danger. But yeah, so because I had a story quest, I think this thing out here. What was I gonna say? It sounds like someplace in Leeway, and it's totally not. This is in Zuma. Oh right, I'm gonna turn up the game volume. Let me know. Voids can't listen right now, so hopefully the in-game volume is fine. Yeah. Anyway. But if anyone joins, let me know if it's not.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma.
It has Paimon.
So many things have happened since then.
Actually, I might. Hold on. Let me see. This one. I might move my VTuber over here. Only because of these. I was on my OBS. Only because of these. Oh, I'm not clicked in. Only because of these options. And I want people to be able to see them. Hopefully. I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller. Hopefully. Actually. Let me see. How much smaller do I have to be? Oh, I have to be quite a bit smaller. Here, let me put myself over here. And then hopefully I'm not in the way. I think that should be fine. Anyway. As if in the blink of an eye. As if in the blink of an eye, there have been many memorable moments.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey.
So true.
So, where should we go today?
Wait a moment.
What's up?
Someone's coming. Well, that's a fight right out of the gate and quickly.
What was that for? Doesn't wanna talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Is he gonna get petrified? Oh, nice. I didn't know if he counted as a... Oh. I was gonna say, I don't know if he counted as a boss
So
mob.
you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
Sorry. It's just the fact that I was beating him up with my characters that have visions, and he's like, so you don't have a vision.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you
Well, I've
have
got
the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Still going on face seals. That happens, I think that happened, not, maybe it was another story quest, or like another thing that I did. I think it was behind Miko's, which I didn't do on stream. I'm not sure why, but yeah, on phase, sigils will like stick around sometimes.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you.
Why are you
I've
asking?
also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business.
I'm not gonna tell you if you don't tell me why.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
Okay, bye.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure.
I read that wrong, I thought it said nuisance.
Telling him anything about Kazuha.
I spotted it really quickly, and then I was looking off at Paimon, and so I just saw it in the corner of my eye, and I thought it's a real nuisance. Couldn't agree more. Very smart, for once.
Don't be mean. Paimon's smart lots of the time.
Okay, Paimon.
Just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell
Obviously.
him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a hunch.
What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have special connection to
A special
Kazuha.
connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel their fighting styles are kind of similar. Hmm.
Yeah,
Are they from the same
maybe a
family?
little.
But if
But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
I think you're wrong, Paimon. But because isn't in Inazuma, it's like each kind of like noble family, quote unquote, has their own like style of sword art kind of thing. Because that's like what the Kamisato siblings have, like the Kamisato style sword art or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I mean, I can't remember if Kazuha, I know, didn't his family like dissolved or whatever, but I don't know if we ever talked about them being dead. So I don't know if they're dead or not.
Anyway,
Can't
there's
remember.
no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Convenient. There go the sigils. Alright. Actually, no, this will probably be closer. I was wondering if I should go on the docks, but I don't think it really matters. I think they're just as close to one another. Okay. I'm fine. This is...
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Oh.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Huh.
It's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach. Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Oh, right. I forgot that happened in broad daylight. That was an Archon. How long ago did I do that Archon quest? I don't remember. It's been a few months at least, but I mean, yeah, that's very impressive. I guess that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique Beta used to start down high shot. Yeah, it's very impressive. I totally forgot about that.
In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission.
Obviously.
They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Uh-oh.
I thought they'd come to
Please don't arrest him.
Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Never mind.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
The Shogunate probably wants to show him, wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
I totally forgot that happened in broad daylight. Anyway. Here. Kind of forgot he did it in the first place. I mean, I guess it would make sense that Historicus would follow up on that, considering how important that was to the entirety of the Archon quest. Anyway, are we gonna see Sarah? $20, we'll see Sarah. Nope, never mind. Dramatic music.
Oh, it's you.
Hi, Kazuha.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate.
I forgot he's the
Your hard work has
clan
secured
head.
for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The
Nice.
Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name.
Oh.
Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I don't want to say I forgot. Please tell me.
In short, there was once a group of select
gonna say I
bladesmiths who
forgot.
served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
I
But
remember
there came
that.
a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya.
Oh.
Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui.
Of course it was. They went
Attributing
after
all of the blame to
Snezhnaya.
the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
That's
In the
nice.
interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We
Fair
trust
enough.
you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
I don't think he wants
You'll
them
be
to
able
end
lead
though.
a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I mean, because maybe it's just me, but Kazuha seems pretty content with his life of a wanderer. Which, I mean, I guess we don't really know all that much about how his past with his clan was. I don't think he talks about it very much, at least from what I remember. But like, I don't know if I want to go back.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words.
Doesn't sound
Should
like he
you
wants to
accept
do
this
it.
offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors?
Does he care
What
though?
we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated.
True.
They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike.
Yeah, there must be people like.
Also,
Definitely must be people that didn't
eyewitnesses
see
saw
it.
him using the power of Electro in addition to that of
True.
Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Paimon, are we just forgetting about Child and Senora? And I guess we never saw Scaramouche use his delusion, but like, he is fine. I mean, the other Harbingers were revealed, but like, in game we've never seen them. But like, Child's fine. Senora's dead, but she was fine when she was alive. And I mean, we obviously never seen Scaramouche use his delusion, but it's not like he's old and frail either.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
I guess they probably just
This
did
is
not
just
know about the
one of many
Harbingers.
similar rumors.
Sorry.
I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no
Fair.
matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the
Just wants people
shogunate
to
is
forget
willing
about
to
him.
publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely
Depends.
why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
I got more bad
We
news.
nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Someone's looking to kill you. Sorry about that.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Do you have any siblings? Could be someone who you trained with under the same master. I think it would be more likely that I'd have siblings, but
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family,
see, that's my
based
point.
on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality.
That makes
Over
sense.
time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art,
Right.
focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Yeah.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
So true.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea we came here anyway.
I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Anyway, the hand of the sword he was wielding
The
looked
detective
funky.
agency knows the most about what goes on in his head.
Are we gonna see Haijo?
Yuji has to say.
Never mind. What do you have to say though?
Be careful during your investigation.
Okay, bye. Where are we going? Oh, the detective agency. Immediately forgets where I was going.
What's the hurry?
I'm so smart. I forgot what is it like? How far down is it? I might as well just run for it. It's fine. It's not that far. I don't think. But yeah, this is interesting. I wonder who could have like
What's
who
the
would
hurry?
know their quote-unquote sword art, unless he has like a, I mean, it wouldn't have to be like his brother or something. It could be like an uncle or like a cousin. I don't know how big the Kaidahara like clan was.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora to get the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still
Yeah,
should.
Paimon, don't let Mora get to your head.
Accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Yeah, you're kind of shitty.
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara.
True.
But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up
again.
about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention.
I also forget that Haijo works for the Tenryou Commission, so if the Tenryou Commission doesn't know anything, then he doesn't
If
know
anyone had
anything.
been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I'm trying to follow
I
his
still find it
footsteps.
difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
It's just a way of giving praise. It was also not easy for me to fight him off. No, it was pretty trivially easy, but sure. I guess, because how far? I mean, I guess it could be happening on Watatsumi Island, which I don't think the Tenryou Commission has. I was gonna say judgment. Not like rule, but what's jurisdiction? Maybe? No. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like they don't have power over there to just like investigate, I don't think. Even though there were like talks about it. But it seems like the Watatsumi soldiers still like guard the island, at least for now, unless something is going to change later on in the game. But so I mean, I guess, but who knows? Anyway.
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me.
Oh, I will.
In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me.
Yeah.
For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
And yeah, I'll look at their Kazuha build when I get to play as him.
It seems you are every
Wanna
bit
see
the
how
selfless hero they make
bad
you
or
out to
good
be,
it
Mr.
is.
Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
I think it was something else,
You
but that's
flatter me.
my opinion.
Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Well, if you're gonna tell us about it, then it's
Sure.
probably important.
During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps
True.
he is the one you are looking for.
Oh, it is true that we could be...
Though it seems
Hold on.
highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
But it would make sense if they were talking about the Kadehara's clan's, like, fighting style comes from wanting to test out blades. So I guess it would make sense if another, like, swordsmithing clan attacked, that they'd have a similar fighting style, maybe? I don't know. Let's consider this a favor for Ryu. We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Okay, bye-bye. The smithy's, like, right here, yeah? Yeah. Hello.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
We recognized him.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans.
So it makes sense if they have a similar
After I
fighting styles, what
returned
you're
to
saying.
Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ah, I
Yes.
see.
You may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori festival.
Though all
Not really.
bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
It's called Eminoma. And it's based after water. I'm sorry. That's just, it's so close to Enemo, and it's and they take after water.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
Aww.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan.
That's fair, but I took that as
let's get
his
back
way
on
of saying
topic.
that he's
The
glad you were
purpose of our
alive
visit
and
today
well.
is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah,
Seems
yes,
like it.
my nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
I wonder if the sword is like
Yes.
possessed.
On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
I'm gonna lose my mind if it's a ghost.
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
Sword is
If
possessed.
I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon.
She had a weapon on him.
Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
It's totally who attacked
Truth
us.
be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
Unless he was possessed.
Humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
He was
Yes.
possessed.
If there's one thing I can say for certain,
It's not gonna be
Yuya
that.
would
I'm gonna
never
need to
draw
shut
his
up.
blade without a very good reason. But with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me.
I love how we're just talking and this guy is still just beating this sword that he's making. I don't know anything about, I don't know much about blacksmithing, but I don't think that's how you make a sword, dude.
Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
So all the blacksmiths are doing though, just
From the
banging
sound
on
of
a
that,
sword.
Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Still need to get info from the
Yes.
Nagato family.
It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other.
A fire.
Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Anyway. Where is that? Over there? That's my timer. Do I have to go up? Or exactly? Yeah, up. Alright, that's fine. Go up that way, but I'll just go up this way.
What's
Something
the hurry?
happened. I keep joking about it being ghosts, but we have seen ghosts
What's
and
the
like
hurry?
yokai and stuff like that in Inazuma in the past. Hi! Hi, Boy Vanilla. I don't know if you can hear me now, because I don't think you could before. Yeah, I know. I know my timer went off. Hold on. Again, I don't know if I know heart emoji, I know you know. I was gonna wait a second. I know, that's why my timer goes off like 3 times. Okay. I'll go grab granola bar. I'll be back. Wait. I'm gonna mute. I love you too, Void. Alright. I'll take my medicine, and then I'll continue on with the quest. Just want to do this first. So I'll get yoga. Kidding. Actually, I can eat and watch at the same time. I don't really have to commentate for this.
Sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Not exactly.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
Ghosts. Anyway. You did it in 32 minutes just by skipping the dialogue? Oh boy, how long is it gonna take me to finish
Our
this?
expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Uh-oh.
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
Ghost,
I'm
are you
happy he
okay?
has a
Those are
hobby,
my
and I'm willing to
guesses.
support him. But making ends meet has to come first.
Obviously.
I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You did the right thing. Also, it is important to set boundaries.
Habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand.
You must not have. Wait.
Amin Omeyuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't know how good technology is at this point for, like, investigations and stuff. I mean, I guess, because it's like, they don't have, like, phones or anything, and it doesn't seem like they have, I say phones, like, that's the best example of how far technology has come, but, like, I don't know if they have, like, the technology that we have for, like, crime scene investigations. And I mean, yeah, like, cameras are a new invention. They're just, like, they're just coming out. So, like, my thought is, do they have the because I don't know where in relation cameras are to, like, the technology that we developed for, like, crime scene investigations. But, like, when you, like, I mean, I guess it'd have to get super hot, so there's still probably a chance that there's, like, a body and bones. I don't know, I was trying to find a way I was trying to think if there was a way that, like, the bodies had just burned and that's why they didn't find anything and they just wouldn't have known because they couldn't search for, like, remains. But I guess it would have to get super hot. My alarm's going off again. It would have to get really hot. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It would have to get very hot for bones to burn. So probably not. Anyway, I'm getting off track.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price.
Why would they set a
My husband
fire?
has never been one to negotiate. He never
Why would he
even
set a
haggles when
fire
he's out
over that,
buying
though?
Groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Like, I mean, I can understand a collector not wanting to go down insurance fraud, want to go down on the price of not wanting to haggle. But why would you not, like, kill him and take it? Why would you start a fire? I mean, I guess to, like, hide the evidence? But, like, how would you assure that? I mean, I guess you'd have to find some way to assure that he stayed in the building and you would be able to get out. I'm thinking way too hard about this.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. even though I'm still a little mad at him. We're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together.
But did like everything burn down? There must be a way you can still salvage like. You said he liked weapons. There must be a way to salvage like some of that blades or at least the metal. Oh my god! I dropped my mouse. I knocked my mouse off my desk. I am so.
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing.
Confusing? More like
Oh.
completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've
Thought I was
gathered
gonna have to
so
move.
far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Obviously.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. But its exact role is a mystery.
Did they get attacked by something, maybe?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally
I doubt
knocked
that.
over an oil lamp and,
At least one of them would have come home then.
nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
In a world of pyro slimes. True. And wildflowers. True. I guess in this world where there's like a bunch of elemental beings around, it's probably not that hard to start a fire. Must have had an argument during the sale. I doubt that. Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth. That seems more likely. We're still missing critical information. We are still missing critical information, but I think it was probably maybe to hide the truth.
Interesting explanation.
Maybe.
I was
I
also
don't know.
considering this possibility.
No
Amenoma
clue.
Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he
Well, what if they both go
recognized the blade
missing?
as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryo Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets.
You just typed out problematic and I was so confused about what you meant. And I thought I had said it, but I realized Kaza hadn't said it after you said cancel his claim. Yeah, but if they knew that, then wouldn't they have, like, said something to us? Well, no, I guess we didn't really ask about that. Anyway.
But it's a far-fetched theory.
True.
I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive.
True.
Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire.
True. Also, I was more thinking that someone else had started the fire to cover up evidence of, like, a fight or a murder. Anyway.
The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Oh.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to
Well, it's obviously going to be connected, or else we wouldn't be talking about it.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Okay. I mean, true. But what would we find that the Tenryo Commission hadn't?
Wait.
Hmm?
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami, there's one thing I didn't expect to encounter
Indeed.
here. Oh.
But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Maybe it has something to do with that. Do we have to sneak? Oh, I was gonna say, do we have to sneak up on it?
So it's an underground warehouse.
Ooh.
The force is definitely coming from down below.
Am I gonna get to play as
The source of
kazuha
the
and see his terrible
Tatarigami
build?
energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
True.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous. Like, he doesn't
if we don't
know how
open
to
this door, we can move no closer
defend
to
himself.
the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
Yeah,
Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
true. Considering all this happened going into the Raiden Shogun, I think he's fine.
What's down there?
Are we not gonna get to look?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Never mind.
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
That was too scary. Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us.
Paimon.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Cannot afford to delay
Yes,
any longer.
let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
So you mean I have to use my elemental sight? Oh no, it's like a literal scent. Oh, this is... Ew. This way. This way.
What's the hurry?
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The
Ah,
main
so it
source
is
of the
two of them.
Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts, so would that correspond to Mr. Nagato? And I have to think about when I pronounce it, because I don't know if anyone who watches me knows what Danganronpa is, but there's a character called Nagito, and I'm trying so hard not to say his name.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
It's so close. Nagito just has an eye in it.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Murdering time.
Motion to compel. Rain outlines your
I did that too soon. Freeze. Oh, there's more.
For your arraignment. Boom!
Solidify!
Yeah.
It's
Ugh. Look at this red stuff. What is it?
I love how we're
by
looking
the
at
looks of it,
nothing.
a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well,
Okay.
let's take a look.
Quite some time ago. I am Nagato. I was wounded by Emino Yuya. He took my most precious blades. I chased him but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has holy shit, I can't read, has sustained me. Why did he steal the blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Something's fucky with this blade. Ah, it hurts, but for some reason I can't fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract from my pain is write. What happens to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them, I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. You literally were. I collected all those strange, bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. Is he fucking dead?
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Aminoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave
Is he
out.
fucking dead?
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact
Oh my god, he's
that
fucking
Zara
dead.
seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Oh my fucking god, he's
Whatever
fucking dead.
traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
So ask the town you're commissioned to do a thorough search later. Yeah, there are more
Yes.
important things right now.
Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Aminoma Yuya is attacking
He's
other
fucking
people
dead.
indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Oh my fucking god, he's fucking dead.
So let's get moving.
I made it to the end and I was like, huh, they never found that guy weird. Oh, Vanilla didn't realize he was fucking dead. I didn't come to this. It's not in his
I wouldn't
nature.
be surprised if he too fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Oh?
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
Why is he going after
Believe so.
Kazuha though?
But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wonder where where do I need to go? Anyway. Oh, well, here we go. Whee!
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Haidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is from before. What's your problem, huh? What
So
could
true.
you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Yuya that stands before us.
He's an empath.
What if instead of facing Ame no Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Here's the blade in his hand.
Now
Is
that
there-
you mention it, it is giving off
Is there a
strange
ghost in the
light.
sword?
Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
As an empath, he's getting sniffs hair around the warehouse. Bad fucking vibes. I just thought of something so stupid. You know how he said he could, like, smell it and, like, hear it? Kazuha, original dog boy. Kazuha, original dog boy.
Tatarigami energy often expresses itself within physical objects, then works to
I'm all
subtly
levels
affect
except
any
physical.
living organisms in its
I am
vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've
I'm
already
not going
deduced
to.
the truth of the matter.
I'm not going to bark.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I
Ow.
was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
I wouldn't bark. Anyways, you were right the whole time. I know! So it was literally some guy's, basically some guy's speared in a fucking sword. Cool. I wouldn't bark for any amount of money or for anyone.
Descendant of the Kaidehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
Yeah.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Is that why you want to kill him?
At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship.
Yeah, but that was the
bound for
Futuri's
Snezhnaya.
fault.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There
Was
was
he,
nothing
though?
that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of
The
his
sword
life's
looks
work,
fucking sick,
his
though.
wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
His sword is
He
fucking
not only
sick.
bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In
Kind of
that
fucking
pursuit,
sick.
The Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
I just thought of a joke that no one's gonna get. No one's gonna get this joke. No one's gonna get it. It's a weapon from Soul Eater.
So,
No one's gonna get that joke. No one's gonna get that joke but me.
conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw
I
me
know.
as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action.
Also another Soul Eater reference that someone's gonna get. I think Krona and his weapon, or their weapon, I think his name was Ragnarok. Or that might have been one of their moves. I don't remember his name was actually Ragnarok, but it was something like that.
After the death of my
Anyway.
creator, I decided to leave
No one's gonna get that.
Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled
Like
the minds
Thor.
of countless hosts
No,
along the way.
hold on. I need to
each
figure out his
bringing me
actual
one
name.
step closer to my ancestral home.
It might be. It was. His name was Ragnarok. I was right. Yeah. It's like a sword though. Anyway. So off topic. So off topic. What did you say? Inazuma, one person's axe, I control the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. And then you got stuck because that one guy just like put you in a basement for
I seek
a few
one
years.
thing, to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
His clone.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim.
Yes.
Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
They die.
Hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
I had a terrible thought, and I'm gonna keep that shit to myself until the end of this.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Ooh.
Kaedehara
So that's why he
Kazuha,
wants him.
You stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Now. Hold on. They did not give him a lead blade. Are you kidding me? They gave him a lead blade. Nah! Not the noblesse. Filet. Fuck. Filet. noblesse. Not the noblesse. Not the noblesse. His talents are, they gave him a fillet blade though. I can't get over that. Why did they give him this? Why did they give him a 3-star weapon and a noblesse? What is their obsession with noblesse? What is his stats like? He's got like an okay crit rate. Look. Good energy recharge, I think. I gave him no animo damage bonus. Why do they build their characters like this? Why do they build him like this? Where's my kazuha? Even I wouldn't do my kazuha that dirty. Come on. Whatever.
Wherever in this world I roam.
Hold on, I need him not to die. How much damage does he do? It's fine, I guess. Could be better, but it's not bad. Ow. I deserve that. Nope, this one. No, my night. Having fun, dude? I'm beating your ass. Oops. I'm just gonna do this. Oh!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too.
Through particles from his death.
No one. You've lost.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
Dude.
Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man.
Oh.
He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we'll smash you into
The end
pieces.
result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure.
Oh my god, dude.
Any means
Relax.
necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny.
Oh my god,
Your
dude.
fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've
Yeah.
mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his
You're
deathbed,
helpless without
me
a...
all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know
Not
barely
a hose.
scratches the surface.
Okay.
In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand, and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Oh god, don't
Sure,
hurt him.
you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
I'm sure he's gonna be
Very
fine
well.
though.
Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
It's a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people. I think you'll be fine though.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
I say he'll be
cursed
fine. Of
blade
course he'll be
strength is
fine. They're not gonna
currently
kill
very
off one of their
and the
characters that you
senses
can pull for.
hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
It's not like I
Your
can stop
disdain
you.
for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
He could just like not pick it up at this point, but never mind. Kazuha!
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
Something feels off. Let me know immediately.
Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute.
Do I get to fight with the blade?
I remember hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Is this something I'm supposed to remember? Because I really don't. That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
What
No
about
idea what we're talking about.
Aminoma-Yuya? What should we do with him?
Is he just like passed
The blade
out standing
says
up?
He'll let Aminoma-Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Also, I feel like this domain is probably something I should remember, but I don't. Anyway, I have to go up there. Hi. I'll just get up this way. I'm gonna grab the Oni Kabuto. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I feel like I went here for another story quest, but I don't remember what story quest. I'm assuming we're gonna be able to play as Kazuha for this, so no point in changing my party around. Yeah. Does he have that blade now? Prize Ishin blade. Normal pleasure turning on. This is an accursed spirit. Dealing AoE damage equal to 180% of attack and restoring 100% of attack as HP. Ooh, this effect can be triggered every 8 seconds. The damage done by this weapon's wielder is decreased by 50%. Is he still has no bless? Why do they give him the bless?
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Alright.
Time to get.
Whee! I love Kazuha.
My lucky day.
Alright.
Clouds high.
Birds call! Nice!
How are you feeling? Are you okay?
This ult kept
I'm
going.
all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
The energy particles! I'll take those, thank you. Chest. Speaking of which, was there any chests
Time to go.
like this way? Set myself on fire trying to look for chests. Chests. This is just a corridor.
Time to
Alright.
go.
We'll be on our way. Dang. I didn't know there can be chests in here. I'm just gonna constantly look for them. See anything?
Let's
Hello. Ow. Thanks for the fire.
Let's get down to business. Falling leaves. Adorn my night. Clouds high. The birds
Should we overkill?
Whoa, something's up with the blade.
Ult.
I can
It's grown
sense that
dimmer.
his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
This is getting kind of sad. Is there any chests back here? I don't see anything. I want to make perfectly sure that I'm not missing anything. Ah! Conveniently getting the swirl damage from all the torches around. Dodge! Never mind.
falling leaves.
Adorn my night.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
Wear and tear is severe.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you? Though the truth is right there in front of
I
him.
finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
We can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Do they have a different blade now? Yeah, they gave him the flame blade back.
Time to go.
Whee! I tried to dodge that and I failed. Bye-bye.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it.
Also, side note, I love how in the game, when Kazuha holds the sword, it gets like the perfect size for him, but when this guy picks it up, it is now bigger.
I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Fair enough, I guess. Oh. Bye-bye.
When I touched the hilt for the first time,
There's a
as if
chest
I
there,
was
fuck!
transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions.
Aww.
He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But
This is
after
sad.
that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
I need to grab that chest. Not important. Chest. Okay.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition,
Aww.
I also defiled it.
You're finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix too?
Paimon, don't be mean!
It has to be done in this order, at least here.
Girl!
To say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh. And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Yeah, you did get
Thanks for
possessed
your
by a
help.
sword, dude.
Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
Alright,
Fair.
then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Big chest. Yee. Alright. Where do they want me to go? Oh, over here. Am I gonna have to fight again, or what?
What's the hurry?
What is going to happen?
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that blade hasn't told us everything.
He's also right there.
Even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Alright then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Ah. Do they still have them on the same build, but with this weapon now? Ow. Oh. Probably try to lead him back towards the water.
One with wind and cloud. Wind strike. That hurts.
Ugh. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. His ult is so big, I can't see anything.
Wind strike.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish
Yeah.
for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedahara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedahara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy.
Ooh, is this where
We can go
Kazuha
back there
gets to
together.
forge? I want to see him forge.
Go there for?
I want to see him forge.
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Do we get to reforge him? Because that'd be kind of cool. I doubt we'll get the blade, though. It'd be cool if we got the blade, but I doubt it. Genshin? Giving us stuff for free? Not likely. I'm back!
It's Yuya! You have
Oh,
returned!
we have to go tell that lady that
Sorry to have troubled
her
you.
husband died.
It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Oh?
Really? Is he okay?
He should be
Yes,
dead.
badly wounded, but he will live.
Oh!
Now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
Sorry, just the comment. You have to tell that lady the ghost sword killed her husband. Apparently he's alive, never mind.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Cutscene!
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Oh! Oh!
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish.
Oh!
Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin.
Whoa!
Is now yours to keep.
Whoa!
Rest
Oh,
in
it looks sick! Oh, it looks sick!
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous if you ask me. The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did.
Oh.
Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation.
Oh my god.
And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was gonna say, I don't want to have to go talk to one more person, but I also forgot about the bit at the beginning of this whole quest.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
I mean, this was interesting. I mean, I guess we have to wait until see what his response is so I can give my like final thoughts on the quest, because I'm assuming this is the last bit.
What's the hurry?
Oh, he's up by the statue. Excuse me, just have to go talk to your clan leader.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Your ear to the ground.
Stupid.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
Swear if he says Sumeru.
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now.
Ooh.
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Never mind. I bet that's it. Huh. I do get the blade! Oh, that's cool! Not me not expecting it. Stop. Don't quote me. I really wasn't expecting to get it. Oh, it has the same... I kind of want to give it to Kazuha, but it's also like... I don't think it's a very good weapon for him. Aged like milk, yeah. When normal charge, a planning attack hits an opponent and will whip up a hewing gale, dealing AoE damage equal to 180% attack and increasing attack by 50%. This effect feature. Oh, no, wait, it's different. It doesn't have the HP healing thing. Still kind of cool. I wonder... There must be no way to refine it. Yeah, I was gonna say. Not that I could enchant it anyway. Oh, actually, I probably could. I have more stuff than I realized. What is... I'm kind of curious of what it needs. Oh, it needs masks. And these. It needs Spectre drops. Jesus. Of course it needs Spectre drops. Of course it needs Spectre drops. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely use it considering the fact that I don't have many swords, but I don't know if I'll give it to Kazuha. I mean, maybe. It's a good, like, all-around... Well, it seems like it'd be a good all-around sword for DPS, considering it has an attack percentage and it's only a 4-star, which is more than I would think that Genshin would give to us for free. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably work on leveling it up and see how well it fares, compared to my other swords that I have. But yeah, that was interesting. Not really what I was expecting. It's not what it was really not what I was expecting at all for his story quest, because I feel like we all got really excited. Kaya, please, Kaya, Kaya. I don't think it's like what any of us were expecting. Actually, I can try to level up. I got stuff. Let's see how far I can level up Kazuha. Oh. How much? No. I'll wait. But yeah, because I think all of us interpreted that, like, one screenshot from the, what was it? Oh my god, what are they called? The live stream thing. They have a name. Oh my god. I can't remember. But from that, I think, at least what I was assuming is because the hammer looked like it had, like, electro energy on it, all of us were like, oh, are we gonna get lore about, or like more lore about Kazuha's friend? And then there was nothing, which is fine. I mean, this was fine. It's another story quest that I feel like could have used more, like, that sounds funny, but, like, it could have used more Kazuha, it could have used more of the main character, and, like, I mean, I guess this was, like, about his, like, family and such, and, like, his life as a wanderer. I mean, I guess it was about him, but it still feels like it could have used more about him. Like, it was still a story about this one dead guy and his family, and him taking up the sword, and now it's his, but he still wants to be a wanderer and not, like, a bladesmith for the Shogun. So I guess it was still about him, but it could have been more about him, I guess, considering it was his story quest. But I feel like Genshin kind of has that problem of, like, adding in new characters and such to tell a story, and that, like, kind of relates to a character. I don't know. Like, it was still interesting. I still liked it, and it was still not, like, horrid or anything. Like, it still wasn't, like, bad. But, I don't know. It was pretty fun anyway. I think that's it. I don't think I have... Well, I mean, I have, Heijo's Hangout. Well, I also have Yelan's story quest and Haijo's Hangout. But it's been 2 hours, and those will definitely take me quite a bit. So those will probably be a later thing. It is getting kind of late. I was thinking about continuing streaming, but it's thank you, Kaya. But it's getting kind of late. I forgot I kind of started pretty late. Yeah, so I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to add. Yeah, actually, let me see. Let me check something. I opened the wrong tab. Check something. Nope, the YouTube videos are still processing, so never mind. I was gonna be like, haha, I'll end stream and upload the VODs, but they're still processing because they take 3 million years to process for some reason. And it's not even that, it's not even that they take a while to process if I just upload them myself and then don't do anything to them. But if I upload them, because it's just easier if I just use the in like YouTube editor to like take away the however many minutes I spent on my starting soon, instead of like downloading the VOD, putting it into an editing program, deleting however much of the editing program, encoding it, or and then like exporting it back into my computer. It feels so much easier just to use the YouTube editor, especially since I can just export directly from Twitch into YouTube, but they take forever to process after, because I wait until they get done processing the first time, and then I edit it, and then it takes forever again to process again. I have no idea why. But yeah, I think that's all I have to add. So hopefully those YouTube videos will be out today or tomorrow. If they're not, then they're taking longer to process than I thought they would be. Hopefully when I wake up in the morning they'll be done. If they're not done by tonight, which I don't think they will be, because they take forever. But yeah, so hopefully those will be uploaded. As I mentioned at the beginning of stream, I did some editing on the Subnautica one, that one VOD, where there's like a huge chunk of it missing because I realized that my mic was muted about an hour into the stream. So yeah, feedback is totally welcome, because that's the first video I've ever edited, but like, be nice. It is the first video I've ever edited together, so and it's just like the first bit. The rest of it I just let, like the rest of the VOD, once I realized that my mic was muted, I just left it, because I wanted it to be like as authentic as a VOD as possible. Yeah, I think that's it. I talk a lot when I mean to end stream. Yeah. Oh, I should move me back over. A little bit bigger. Yeah, I just moved my PNG tuber over. So I wasn't in the way of the dialogue. Anyway, I think that's it.
Let's get moving.
I say that like 3 million times a stream. Because I always say things, and when I think I'm done, I'm not, because I get reminded of something else. Anyway, no, I should really be done. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank anyone who stuck around. Thank you, Void, for sticking around as always. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, and thank you anyone who's watching the VOD. Thank you for watching the VODs on YouTube, if you're watching it on YouTube. Yeah, and go follow Void, even though they're on a break. You should still go follow them. Yeah. I think that's it.
I didn't know you were such a
So yeah,
slacker.
thank you all so much for watching. Bye. Bye. Bye.